59 people passed out during my performance. Oh my god. Oh.
You have breakfast today?
I want to go home.
Hi and welcome to Cirque Art, a channel where you will discover the life behind the scenes of Cirque du Soleil. My name is Andre Litvak, and today you will see the most incredible Alexey, the most flexible person in the world.
Hi guys, my name is Alexey Goloborodko and I have been practicing contortion since I was 4 years old. And I have been performing for Cirque du Soleil Luzia for 8 years. And I'm known as the most flexible male in the world. For me it's a big responsibility and a big honor to be the most flexible male. I started when I was 4 years old, and at that age I saw a commercial of a traditional circus show in my hometown, and I wanted to watch the show. I asked my parents to take me there and watch it, so my mom took me to the show. We watched it with the whole family, and I fell in love with what I saw. I wanted to be a part of this world. And at that time, it didn't matter what discipline I would do. It could be anything. It could be juggling, could be air, could be contortion, acrobatics, whatever. It didn't matter at that time. And my parents took me to a circus studio, and my future coach tested me. He showed me different disciplines, different movements. He asked me to do all the things. And at the conclusion, he said, comparing to other kids, you're more flexible. Let's try to develop contortion. Let's try to develop flexibility. And we started working on that. And the more I was working on that, the more flexible I became, and the more it motivated me. And it went on and on and on and on. I got pretty good result at being flexible. And then my coach started integrating other disciplines into my routine. So I was practicing elements of ballet dance, I was practicing elements of modern dance, I was doing elements of rhythmic and aesthetic gymnastics. I practiced a bit Chinese martial art, wushu. And all these give something into my movement qualities and something added into my performances. And when I was a teenager, I had 11 different acts with different characters. And it helped me develop my character and my act in Cirque du Soleil. It helps me with my performance, it helps me with showing my acting skills as well, because, well, 11 different acts with different characters, it gives you like different feelings, different sensations how to perform it. And I realized that it helps me, I can feel it right now. I'm absolutely thankful to my coach. So this is how it started. My first festivals happened in 2006-2007. I would love to mention the biggest ones. So I think the biggest one would be my performance at Chinese Acrobatic International Circus Festival in Wuhan. It happened in 2007. I got silver award there. I'm so proud of it because it was the biggest acrobatic event, and getting an award in China, in Chinese Circus Festival, it means something. Also, I performed as a kid in Monte Carlo Festival in 2007 as well, and I got bronze award. And this year, 2024, I performed at Monte Carlo Circus Festival again as an adult, and I got bronze clown. I think those ones are the biggest awards. But besides them, I have many others. I just wanted to mention those three. My story, how I got to Cirque, is pretty long. It started when I was 11, 12 years old. I watched the show of Cirque du Soleil on a DVD disc, and I fell in love with what Cirque du Soleil does. It's a mix of different arts, and it's absolutely different compared to traditional circus. So I fell in love with it. And when I was 12 years old, me and my coach got invited to pass an audition in a circus school because Cirque du Soleil came there and they were doing this audition. I passed it successfully, and I was told that they couldn't take me to any of their projects because laws in the world changed. And since a certain moment they couldn't take kids into shows. I had to wait. And then when I turned 17, I passed another audition. They also came to the circus school. They did another one, and I was told pretty the same thing. They said that they are happy that I'm in a good shape, that I'm still performing, that I'm doing so good, even better than I was a kid. But unfortunately, they cannot take me to any projects right now because I'm not 21, so I had to wait. And when I turned 20, they called me and asked to join Luzia. And now I'm here. When I started working for this show, staging my act was something special for me. I was working with my choreographer, Sylvia Gertrudix, and her team. It was absolutely amazing experience for me, and it was one of skills and knowledges that I obtained in Cirque du Soleil when I joined them. I was showing her my tricks, my skills and sequences, and she was choosing the best one that she liked the most. And then she asked me to perform those tricks, those skills, those movements in different styles, in different characters. She turned on the music and she asked me to improvise and do something, and then she recorded everything. Then we were sitting together, watching it, and choosing what we both liked the best, and we had a lot of fun moments. We laughed a lot because it was improvisation, and we had a lot of beautiful and stupid things. And we chose what we loved the best. We created one piece, and from this one piece we choose best of the best.
Thank you for watching this video. I want to say a big thank you for the sponsors of my channel and for those who do donations. And I want to invite you to become a sponsor to make our community grow. Don't forget to press thumbs up, leave a comment under this video, and most important, subscribe to this channel. And now, continue watching the video. Enjoy.
We have pretty tight schedule, up to 11 shows per week, and to maintain this regime you have to get disciplined. You have to take care of yourself, and you have to develop this skill as well. Also, we did a lot of events, PR events with Cirque du Soleil, and the recent one was performance at F1 Formula in Melbourne. Also, one of the biggest events that I can say was my performance at Royal Variety Performance in 2019. It was a big honor and pleasure to perform in front of royal family of England. I learned how to give classes, and I became a coach in Cirque du Soleil responsible for conditioning and flexibility development. Besides coaching in Cirque du Soleil, I'm also asked to give master classes in studios, in schools, in sport facilities. And one of the biggest master classes that I was given, it was a master class for Olympic team of rhythmic gymnastics in Spain. So you see how many things you can learn being here. Right now we are in Australia. As you already know, I'm giving master classes, and if you're interested, text me in DM in Instagram. I would say that one of the challenges is to maintain this regime that we're having. We have a lot of shows, and people love the shows. They come in and watching, and you have to be good every single performance that you're doing. And we can have up to 11 shows per week. And for every single performance you have to be good, because people came to enjoy the show, to enjoy watching the artist, to enjoy the whole atmosphere. And you cannot be tight, you cannot be upset, you cannot be bad at your work, because you're here to entertain your public. So the challenge is to maintain yourself in a good shape for all the shows, for all the performances you're doing in a week. So you have to stay disciplined, you have to take care of yourself very, very good to be able to maintain this regime. Also, I would say one of the biggest challenges is to maintain your shape when you're not performing. When we're changing the cities, we have short and sometimes long gaps when we are not working, when we have transfer. And one of the biggest transfers so far we had was 2.5 months. We were coming from Europe to South Korea, and we didn't work for 2 months while the cirque was transferring from one place to another. And during these 2 months, since you're not performing, you still have to maintain yourself in a good shape. So you have to go to a gym, you have to train, but you don't have performances, you don't have this motivation, you don't have public, and it's kind of challenging. But this is what comes with the discipline. As I already mentioned, discipline is the key to everything. Also, the challenge, it may sound stupid, but it's still a challenge, okay? When we have 3 shows per day, the biggest challenge is to wake up in the morning to come here for the first show, because sometimes show starts at 11 and you have to be in Cirque 2 hours before first show starts. So if show starts at 11, you have to be in Cirque at 9. And since I'm not a morning person, for me it's a challenge. COVID was the biggest challenge for everybody, for every single field in the world. And of course for circus performers and for all the performers, for all the arts as well. We didn't work for almost 2 years, and it was really hard. We had to train to maintain in good shape, we had to maintain our acts, maintain our skills and everything. And not performing, it's pretty challenging. But if I'm talking about myself, I was using this time and I was studying. I passed state exams and I attended university. And right now I'm studying physical education in university in a distance. So I used this negative situation and tried to turn it to a positive moment. And well, it's kind of working. As my coach tells me, give the pleasure to the audience and receive this pleasure back. And for me, it works 100%. Performing for the public, hearing their reaction, motivates me a lot. I have my personal record. I'm not sure if I can say that, but I'm gonna say it. When we started touring, my boss came up to me and she was saying, Alexey, +1. And I didn't mind. I was like, +1? Whatever. And she kept on coming up to me and saying, Alexey, +1, +1, +1. I was like, okay, so I decided to ask, what does it mean +1? And my artistic director told me, when I come to you and say +1, it means that someone during your performance passed out. I was like, no, it should be a joke. No, it cannot be true. And she said, yes, someone fainted during your performance. I was like, okay. And then I started hearing the same story from different people, not only from my boss. I started hearing it from workers outside, I started hearing it from our technical staff and many, many other people. And I started counting. And over 8 years, my count is 59. 59 people passed out during my performance. On one hand, it's kind of creepy, but on the other hand, it means that I can impress my public so good that they cannot even stand it. Well, I'm proud of it. The funniest moment for me, or at the same time the most awkward, when we were working in Mexico. When I'm performing, I can see only first 2 rows, and behind them I cannot see anything, it's just black out. And in my performance I have a moment where I can stay in a position for a couple moments, take a breath, look around and just rest. So it helps me to rest and recover in there. And when I'm doing one position, I have this moment and I could see in front of me was a couple, a young man and a young woman. And the guy, he behaved pretty weird. Maybe he was drunk, maybe he was too excited, maybe he had a fight with his girlfriend, I don't know. But he was sitting like this. And the girl, she was the opposite. She was sitting with dropped jaw, like that. What I saw, he was super excited. He looked at her, looked at me. He tried to get her attention. Nothing. She didn't respond at all. He looked at her again, looked at me again, tried to get her attention second time. Nothing happened. Then he turned at her, grabbed her face and started kissing her. And she was kissing him and looking at me like. And I had to continue. I got out of the position, I was beaten out and I was like, I was laughing because it was so hilarious. So it's the funniest and the most awkward moment of all my performances. For all those people who want to start training, circus, contortion or any other discipline, I would recommend to find a good coach, because starting by yourself, it's not the best idea. It can be dangerous, you can hurt yourself, especially when you don't know how to do it, and when you begin, when you just start, of course you don't know how to do things. So you have to find your coach, you have to find your mentor and start working with him, with her. Nowadays there are a lot of information on the internet. You have to educate yourself, you have to find people that you love, get inspired by them. I would recommend to do this research. It's very helpful, and just be patient and disciplined. So all moves around discipline and patience.
Все фигня, Миша, давай сначала.
If I could get in my past and talk to myself in the past, I would tell myself to listen to my coach better and to behave. I think that's all. I want to go home. Oh my god. Oh. $1 million is a good price. But what am I gonna do with it? I think I have a desire. And my desire is to continue performing, enjoying my performances because I really enjoy it a lot, and give the pleasure to my public, and to be in good shape and to be able to perform as long as I want to. And right now, I want to continue performing. Because let's imagine, I'm having $1 million. What am I gonna do now? Okay, I'm gonna open a school. Okay, I'm gonna do things. Okay, I'm gonna go on vacation. And then I will get bored very soon if I'm not doing anything. Well, I will have fun for maybe a couple months, maybe for a year, but what's next? Who knows? But if I can entertain myself, if I can enjoy myself as long as I want to, as long as I can, I think this is decent desire. Thank you very much for your questions. We're gonna choose the most interesting ones and respond. You have to love what you're doing, and if you love it, you will overcome any kind of difficulties. And when you love it and when you practice what you love, you have to remember that all the difficulties will pass. You will overcome them with patience and discipline. I already mentioned that, but I will never stop mentioning that because it's the most important point. And remember that everything will pass. All the difficulties will be gone, and at the end, when you accomplish it, you will be proud of yourself.